after 4 hours, yes, because that's how long it took me to watch all this, 4 hours of watching this show, I'm here to give my thoughts on it. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strong from QuickTime Reactions, and yes, I'm going to give you my entire series review of Wonderman, the new Marvel miniseries that has just dropped on Disney+. This show was the brainchild of Andrew Guest and Destin Daniel Cretton, who has some experience in the MCU. Cretton directed Shang-Chi, and he is going to be directing Spider-Man 4, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Just to give you a breakdown on the episodes, their names, and who did what. The first episode, titled Matinee, was directed by Cretton and written by Andrew Guest. Self-Tape, episode 2, once again directed by Destin Daniel Cretton and Andrew Guest. Episode 3, which is entitled Pacoima, was directed by James Ponsoldt. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. And was written by Paul Welsh and Madeline Walter. Episode 4, which was entitled Doorman, was once again directed by James Ponsoldt and was written by Zeke Nicholson alongside Andrew Guest. Episode 5, entitled Found Footage, was directed by Tiffany Johnson and was written by Anayat Farhay. I probably butchered that horribly. I'm so sorry. Episode 6, entitled Callback, once again directed by Tiffany Johnson and was written by Roha Gashtile. Again, probably butchered that horribly. Episode 7, entitled Kathy Friedman, was directed by Stella Megan and written by Kira Talis. Again, sorry about the pronunciation of your last name. And last episode, Yucca Valley, directed once again by Stella Megan and written by Andrew Guest. And for those that do not know, Wonderman is set in the backdrop of Hollywood. A director is remaking the classic 80s movie Wonderman, and Simon Williams, a up-and-coming actor, is wanting to get what he thinks is the role of a lifetime. But there is a bit of a problem. Superheroes, or individuals that have superpowers, cannot get acting roles. So he's got to hide that from people. And he has a little bit of help with his acting skills in the form of Mr. Trevor Slattery. Yes, the man who played the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 and who we saw in Shang-Chi last. He's there to help. Or is he, though? We'll have to wait and see. So I completely spaced the fact that this was coming out in my Supercard video that I released yesterday. I said I was mainly focusing on my movies, completely spacing the fact that this was releasing today. So I'm here to talk about it. And I have to say, this was such a breath of fresh air, because us as Marvel fans, we are conditioned to know every single little aspect of every single thing that happened in the MCU past. To be able to maybe understand maybe 50% of what's going on. which I absolutely love. I love being the nerd to, say, that's from this, that's from that, that's from this. But for others, I can understand the pain in doing that. Whereas this one, it can stand on its own 2 feet. Like, you do need to have a bit of information as to where Trevor Slattery has been. But I think that's relatively it. I guess also, I didn't mention this in my rundown, but the DODC once again shows up. They were in Spider-Man No Way Home as well as in Ms. Marvel. So there's a little bit of homework there, but not too much, I want to say. But I had an absolutely fun time with this show. It was such a joy to watch. First, the premise is absolutely awesome. Just, a guy who wants to try and get this role that he has been looking forward to, pretty much his whole life. But he has this one thing that's, kind of keeping him back, and he develops a friendship with someone, but that certain someone ends up kind of, keeping a secret from him. Friendship falls apart, but then they get back together. It's a story that's, as old as time, shall we say. But if you have, again, I've said this in the past with, stories that we've seen multiple times. It really all depends on who are your dance partners in this that really make it shine. And Yahya and Ben Kingsley are so good in this. Like, they are so, so good in this series. Of course, Kingsley as the comic relief, and Simon kind of being the straight man in all of it. It absolutely worked. Their chemistry is absolutely amazing. Like, just absolutely awesome. There is one exchange that I think happens in episode 5, probably episode 5, where, they're at this dude's house and they're trying to get a motorcycle back, and Simon's just trying to be like up forward and like straight to business about it. But Trevor is like, "Oh, can we like try your candies?" And like, see, this is the guy that we should have trusted and all that stuff. And it's like the chemistry between the two of them is absolutely amazing. And I know that this has been, in, the doldrums, shall we say, ever since Marvel kind of did its restructuring a few years back. But I thought this worked out really, really well. I think my favorite episode out of the whole bunch was probably Doorman, episode 4. Just kind of getting the backstory as to, the impetus as to why people with superpowers aren't getting roles in Hollywood. I really liked that kind of exploration of it. And something that I was never expecting, 2 things that I wasn't expecting. Actually, no, 3, now that I come to think about it. And this is generalities for the series as a whole. First off, since it is set in Hollywood, you're going to hear a lot of, like, names being thrown out. And it's like, oh, I recognize that name. Oh, I recognize that one as well. I wasn't expecting to hear Chris Nolan's name come out of somebody's mouth. I was not expecting that at all. I think that was in episode 7. One of the people who got the callback for the audition for Wonderman said, "Oh yeah, I just rapped on a Chris Nolan film," and I'm just like, Chris Nolan's name being spoken in a Marvel project. That's absolutely insane. But the two things that popped up in episode 4, first off, Josh Gad in an MCU project. Never would have thought that in a million years. Never in a million years would I have expected Josh Gad in an MCU project. And two, Josh Gad in an MCU project singing a club version of In Summer. Would not expect that in my life. So yeah, those were three things that I was not expecting to, cross off my bingo card for the year. But, we're in this position, so, off they go on my bingo card. But yeah, I had a fun time with this. The direction in this is really, really solid. There were a couple of shots where, like, the camera is literally mounted on the back of the car. Like, it's far out from the back of the car. Like, you can see, like, the bumper, the back bumper, and the license plate on the car. It's really, really cool. Lots of really good shots of, like, when someone's driving on the car and it's like you see the person behind the wheel of the car. I thought that was really, really cool as well. And it was really well written. Like, all the writers across the show did a really good job of crafting these really personable moments between Simon and Trevor, and it was really, really well put together, and really, really, really good. So yeah, this was an absolute hit in my opinion. Performances in this were really, really good. Writing in this really good. Direction was really good. The soundtrack is a bit of the classics. If you like classic songs, then this will be right up your alley. I mean, I enjoyed the music, but if you are one that appreciates the classics, then this soundtrack from the show will be right up your alley. But yeah, this was just a really, really fun watch, and I highly recommend it. If you guys have seen Wonder Man, let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of the show as a whole. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me on this one, guys. Be safe out there, stay warm out there, and, who knows, maybe you'll get the dream role of a lifetime in an upcoming project, or a dream job. You just got to keep your nose to the grindstone. I'll catch you guys next time.